big believer for the student curl.
What's up, Coach? What's up, guys? Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming. First, I just want to start off with your first game against Heat. When I was looking at the schedule comparison from last year, same exact record as you guys from last year. Just tell me down the line, what are you guys excited for in your first game?
Well, I'm excited just to get football season started. It's a long summer. These guys have worked extremely hard. A lot of practices, 2-a-day practices, first day of contact, run the sand hills at Shelley and Sands. It's just a lot of work to get to this point and still have your team together and ready to start the season is really exciting.
You know, I'm just excited to see how the work this summer has paid off, see how some of our younger guys can come up to the next level and shine.
I'm ready to see how we handle adversity. I'm ready to see how we handle a challenge and how we adjust and see how we can come together as a team.
I'm ready because last season didn't go as planned, so ready to see if we can bounce back and have a better year.
I'm ready to see my O-line work up front. I think I put a lot of faith in those guys, and they've been working their tail off for me, and I'm excited to run behind them this season.
Yeah. Before I skip past it, just tell me about the sand hills, and you mentioned it for a second.
So the tradition that we started in 2010 was we go to the local gravel pit and we run up and down the sand piles for conditioning. And it's kind of become something the kids look forward to. All the families come out and take pictures, and we crank the stereo. We back the truck up to the sand pile with the water jugs. And then after we're done in the sand pile, we go up and swim in the private employee pond that Shelley and Sands owns on their property. And we have a big cookout, play cornhole, and just have some fellowship, and we hang out for a while, and we just sort of enjoy each other's company and take another step forward.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a time. Anybody else got anything to say?
Mr. Bowlby?
I'm just curious for you guys. Obviously, you just mentioned that the season last year didn't go the way that you wanted to. Just what do you guys feel are the key areas of improvement that you need to get better at to take a step forward this year?
I guess last year we didn't really, work as a team. That there were kind of individual groups within the team, but not everybody worked together, if you know what I'm saying.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And just to play off that, I feel like this year, just going into this year, I'd really like to see like us come together as like a brotherhood more than anything. And I feel like that's something that we're starting to build. Like we talked about it on the way here. There's no like cancerous people on our team that are always like in a bad mood, like dragging people down. We just got like uplifters like these guys here. People just always building each other up, and like from seniors to freshmen, people feel encouraged and are ready to get after it at practice.
I'll say last year for us, schematically, was a little bit of a transition year. Josh Wright, who passed away in June, just after he was named Tri-Valley's head coach, he was my offensive coordinator for 14 years. Then he left his teaching position at Philo High School and went to Tri-Valley. So we had a new offensive coordinator last year, Hunter Smith, which Hunter did an amazing job really keeping a solid game plan simple for our kids to execute. But he was a first-year offensive coordinator, so with that year under your belt, I think you come back as a different person, a little more confident with what you're doing, familiar with the terminology and the mission that you're trying to move forward. So pretty excited to see how these guys under year 2 of Coach Smith can, continue to grow and get it done.
So we know you guys play in MVLB, which is a very competitive conference, but on top of that, you guys also play in a very competitive Region 15, and they've recently changed the playoff seedings from 16 teams to 12 teams. So how much more important does that make games for you guys in the early part of the season, so that it would affect your points later on in the year?
Well, I'm a fan of dropping it to 12 teams personally. I want more teams to have that playoff experience, but I also think what makes football different is that not everybody qualifies for the postseason, and there is a value to that you don't have in other sports. So I was in favor of that, but it makes every game just that much more important. I was looking at the Joe Idle page yesterday, and there was a 1-9 team that made the playoffs last year as a 16 seed. I'm not a fan of that. I don't think a 1-9 team deserves to go to the playoffs. And we snuck in last year, the last couple of years at 5-5, and we were competitive. But I would say 16 is, not having all those teams in there this year does make each game a little bit more high stakes. You can't stumble as many times now, so yeah, I think it really ups the ante on those regular season games. And yes, the big school MVL is highly competitive.
you four are all seniors, right?
I'm a junior.
Okay.
Yep.
So, I mean, for even you as well, but especially for you seniors here, you guys haven't won a playoff game in your high school career yet. And this is the year that you guys could, push through and break that. So what are you guys trying to do, day in, day out to ensure that you could, get your first playoff win?
Feel like honestly, off-season training was a big thing for us this past year. I know that these guys have all been hitting the gym hard, and I feel like one of the biggest things that's going to kind of like take us into that possible playoff win, hopeful playoff win, is like guys like Slade Sprankle over here. He comes in an hour early every day consecutively, like every single day, and he's always out there going through footwork drills, just so that he can better himself, so that as a team we can just really get after it. And even just like watching Slade do it, I started to go early, and other like underclassmen even started to. So it's just like building a culture where we work hard, come in early, and stay later than usual is just something that I feel like is really, because like once it gets down to the fourth quarter, it's not about who has more talent, it's who worked harder. So I feel like that's for sure. Guys like Slade Sprankle bringing the energy and bringing early mornings and staying late.
I think going off what Camden said, like even you saying we haven't won a playoff game in years, it kind of lit a fire in me just there. It's like I'm telling the younger guys, we got 2 sophomores on our line, like this is the year we want to win a championship. We have the lineup, and I firmly believe we can go on a deep playoff run.
For sure.
I want to just point out that, as you listen to these guys speak, I think there's a maturity level for teenagers. There's a maturity level that we have right now that I'm certainly excited about, and that has evolved, and these guys have. That's based off the work that they've done. We certainly, try to encourage them to do things. We do not make them, but they've taken it upon themselves. And Camden doesn't give himself enough credit. He is the voice of our football team. He is the inspiration. He started a Bible study once a week for our program that the kids have just really grabbed a hold of, and those numbers are great. But his commitment to personal excellence has spread to Slade, to Aiden, to Jack, even to me as his coach. I'm inspired by his work and just by the commitment he's made to our team. He's really an important part of what we do.
He's coach.
Truth.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna move forward to a great running back that you had last year, Taylor Preston. I mean, talent. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, he was just anytime he went to a Philo game, I mean, you saw him make a play, and you guys run the ball, and you guys run it so well. Just tell me, how do you go forward losing just such a great athlete in general like that?
Well, Talon was special, and he is special. He's a special young man. And I don't know if numbers-wise, if we were the top of the league last year, I'm sure we were near it. He had 219 carries last year and an average of about 6 yards a carry. So I don't know how you can replace that. But the guy down at the other end of the table is doing everything he can to fill that role for us. And I think he's already pointed out how we do that, and that's with the guys in front of him, the offensive line, which Camden is a tight end, and so tight end, TE, tackle extra. He's basically an offensive lineman who never touched the ball, but he'll block a lot of people. And so just getting that offensive line ready to roll. And when they were playing in front of guys like this, again with the maturity, these guys inspire the guys in front of them to want to work hard, come in early. Grant Rhodes is another example. When Slade started coming in early, he was by himself once or twice, but then never again. Now there's a gang of people out there on the field when the fog is still setting in the morning before practice. We start at 8:30. Coaches get there at 7:15. Kids are already on the field warming up.
Mm-hmm.
So the offensive line is the key to that. You can't replace Talon, but we can replace a version of Talon and do the best that we can to rebuild that. Okay. Slade, do you want to comment on that?
Yeah, I'll give a comment on that. Not only Talon Preston, but also Talon Bailey. Like my freshman year, those guys helped me. I was never a running back going into high school. I actually played fullback, so I was more of a blocker, but they definitely helped me develop like vision, cuts, everything. I give all credit to them. They definitely developed me to where I am today.
That is all the time we have.
Let's go.